Everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 7 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math on the subject tab, scroll down to grade 7 math, and then click on view all. There you can find the rest of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter ratio, rates, and proportions. The lessons we're going to cover today are do the ratios form a proportion? Do the ratios form a proportion word problems? Solve proportions word problems and equivalent ratios. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Hmm. Here I'm on grade 7 math. The chapter we're on right now is ratios, rates, and proportions. The lessons we're going to cover today are do the ratios form a proportion? Let's start with the lesson. Do the ratios 5 by 10 and 2 by 1 form a proportion? Equivalent ratio form a proportion. Hold on. So that is 5 by 10 and so basically we have to make the denominator same, right? We have 5 by 10 and 2 by 1. We need to make the smaller denominator equal to 1. So let's just multiply, sorry, do this one. Let's just multiply it by the 10. 10 times 2 is 20 and 10 times 1 is 10. So you can see if their denominators are staying same, still their numerators are different. So that means they do not form a proportion. Let's just start with the test questions. Do the ratios 2 by 1 and 13 by 9 form a proportion? So let's just make their denominator same. The fractions are 2 by 1 and 13 by 9. 2 by 1 and 13 over 9. Let's just multiply this fraction by 9 because we need to make this denominator equal to 9. Let's just multiply it by the 9. 9 times 2 is 18 and 9 times 1 is 9. So you can see still their denominators are same, but their numerators are different. So that means they do not form a proportion. The correct option is no. They do not form a proportion. Do the ratios 20/10 and 2/1 form a proportion? 20/10 and 2/1. So you have to multiply this fraction by 10. That is 1 by times 10 and 2 times 10. 2 times 10 is 10. So see, you just make their denominator same. Now their numerators are also same. So that is, so these two fractions form a proportion. Twenty by 10 and 2 by 10 form a proportion, yes. The ratio is 3 by 10 and 6 by 16 form a proportion. 3 by 8 and 6 by 16. Let's just multiply this fraction by 2. 3 times 2 is 6 and 8 times 2 is 16. So yes, they form a proportion. Option number 1 is the correct option. Yes, 3 by 10 and 6 by 16 form a proportion. Do the ratios 7 by 9 and 1 by 3 form a proportion? Seven by 9 and 1 by 3. Let's just make the denominator same, multiply it by the 3. 3 times 1 is 3 and 3 times 3 is 9. They do not form a proportion. The correct option is no. Do the ratios 1 by 2 and 2 by 6 form a proportion? One by 2 and 2 by 6. Let's just multiply this fraction by 3 to make the denominator same. 3 times 1 is 3 and 3. So no, they do not form a proportion. The correct option is no. Do the ratios 6 by 10, 10 by 20 form a proportion? No, they do not form a proportion. Option number 2 is the correct option. Do the ratios 1 by 4 and 5 by 20 form a proportion? Yes, they form a proportion. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just move to next lesson. The next lesson is short proportions word problems. Let's just start with the test questions. Alice took a total of 25 quizzes over the course of 5 weeks. How many weeks of school will Alice have to attend this quarter before she will have taken a total of 35 quizzes? Assume the relationship is directly proportional. We need to calculate the weeks. So 25 quizzes over the 5 weeks. Alice have to, after how many weeks of school will Alice have to attend this quarter before she will have taken a total of 35 quizzes? You need to calculate the weeks. So let's just cross multiply 25 times x equals 5 times 35. Now divide both sides by 25 because we need to evaluate the value of x. 5 times 1 is 5 and 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 1 is 5 and 5 times 7 is 25. So the correct option is 7. Option number 1 is the correct option. Brenda jarred 21 liters of jam after 3 days. How many days did Brenda spend making jam if she jarred 35 liters of jam? Assume the relationship is directly proportional. 21 liters of jam after 3 days. How many days did Brenda spend making jam if she jarred 35 liters of jam? We need to calculate how many days. So that is 21 times x equals 35 times 5. So x equals 35 times 5 over 21. 7 times 3 is 21 and 7 times 5 is 35. 20, 35 times 3 it is, sorry. 3 and 3 cancel out, so that is 5. Option number 1 is the correct option, that is 1. So that means 35 liters of jam is jarred in 5 days. Option number 1 is the correct option, that is 5. Leslie prepared Leslie prepared 12 kilograms of dough after working 6 hours. How much dough did Leslie prepare if she worked for 9 hours? So 12 kilograms of dough in 6 hours. So we have to calculate how many dough he can make in 9 hours. So you need to calculate the value of x. So let's just cross multiply. That is 6 times x equals 12 times 9. Now divide both sides by 6. 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 2 is 8. So 9 times 2 is 18. That means in 9 hours, he can make 18 kilograms of. In 9 hours, he can make 18 kilograms of dough. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 18. Martha wrote a total of 9 pages over 3 hours. After spending after spending 6 hours writing this week, how many pages will Martha have written in all? So you have to calculate 9 pages over 3 hours. So how many pages over 6 hours? So which is the correct option? So let's just 3 times x equals 9 times 6. Divide both sides by 3. So x equals 3 times 3 is 9 and 3 times 6. In 6 hours, we can write 18 pages. Option number 1 is the correct option. The correct option is 18. Option number 1 is the correct option. The corporate team building event will cost $20 if it has 4 attendees. How many attendees can there be at most if the budget of the corporate team building event is $25? So, which is the correct option? 20 dollars for attendees. How many attendees if the budget is $25? So just cross multiply x equals 25 times 4 over 20. So 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 5 is 20, 5 times 1 is 5, and 5 times 20. So the correct option is 5. Option number 2 is the correct option. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is x equals 5. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself today. Let me just move on to next lesson. Equivalent ratios. Let's just start with the lesson. Are these ratios equivalent 1:2 and 2:4? So 1/2 and 2/4. So just cross multiply, right? When you cross multiply 1 times 4 and 2 times 2. So 1 times 4 is 4 and 2 times 2 is 4. So 4 and 4 are exactly equal. So that means yes, they are the equivalent ratios. Let's just start with the test questions. Are these ratios equivalent 1/4 and 2/8? 1/4 equals 2/8. So just cross multiply. 1 times 8 equals 2 times 4. 1 times 8 is 8 and 2 times 4 is 8. So they both sides are exactly equivalent. Yes, the ratios are equivalent. Option number 1 is the correct option. Are these ratios equivalent 3:5 and 6:20? So that is 3:5 and 6:20. 6 times 5 is 30 and 20 times 3 is 60. They are not equivalent. The correct option is no. Are these ratios equivalent 2:4 and 12:20? So that is 2 to 4 and 12 to 20. So just do cross multiplication. 12 times 2 is 40 and 12 times 4 is 48. So no, they are not equivalent. The correct option is no. Option number 2 is the correct option. No, they are not equivalent. The correct option is no. Are these ratios equivalent? 1 ratio 2 to 2 ratio 4. One to 2 and 2 to 4. So 4 times 1 is 4 and 2 times 2 is 4. So yes, the ratios are equivalent. The correct option is yes, they are equivalent. Are these ratios equivalent? The ratios are 1 by 3 and 3 by 9. So just do cross multiplication. 9 times 1 is 9, 3 times 3 is 9. So yes, they are equivalent. Option number 1 is the correct option. They are equivalent. Two to 3 and 10 to 12. No, they are not equivalent. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself a little way. Let's just move to next lesson. The next lesson is understanding ratios. What is the ratio of the orange suitcases to blue suitcases? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 orange suitcases to 1 blue suitcases. So that is 6 to 1. Let's just start with the test questions. What is the ratio of green tubs to purple tubs? So which is the correct option? That is 1:1. Option number 1 is the correct option. 1 green and 1 purple tubs, so 1:1. What is the ratio of the red rectangles to purple rectangle? So 1 red rectangle and 3 purple rectangles. So that is 1:3. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 1:3. What is the ratio of the ground pentagons to total pentagons? One to two. We have one round pentagon and total pentagons are two. So that is 1 to 2 pentagons. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is the ratio of the blue jeeps to total jeeps? So which is the correct option? That is 9 to 10. That is 9 to 10. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is the ratio of yellow balloons to blue balloons? Yellow balloons to blue. So silk yellow balloon and one blue balloon. So that is 6 to 1. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the ratio of green parakeets to total parakeets? That is 2 to 4. Two green parakeets and four total parakeets are four, so that is 2 to 4. What is the ratio of the purple t-shirt to total t-shirts? That is 4 to 6. Four purple t-shirts and total t-shirts are 6. So that is 4 to 6. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the ratio of red block to green block? That is 1 to 4. Option number 2 is the correct option. One, two, three. Option number one is the correct option. What is the ratio of yellow diamonds to orange diamonds? That is 2 to 2. 2 orange, 2 yellow to 2 orange. Option number one is the correct option. What is the ratio of blue nonagons to brown nonagons? Three to two. Option number one is the correct option. Three blue and two brown. So that is three to two. Eight to two. Option number one is the correct option. Red, eight balloons and two blue balloons. So eight to two. Oh, 8 to 10. Red to total. So that is 8 to 10. What is the ratio of the pink parallelogram to total parallelograms? And tell us when we were working on grade 7 math. The chapter we were working on is ratios, rates, and proportions. The lessons we have covered today are do the ratios, form a proportion, word problems, solve proportions, word problems, equivalent ratios, understanding ratios. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you. Or either you can write down the question in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So you can please write down the question in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. Any questions?